Hello, welcome. Today we are starting a new program, and this is the first episode in the history of the not your continent. Today's subject will be this glorious studio. Yes, this glorious studio. So, let's start on the history of RG Studio Productions. RG Studio was started by a shady businessman. But the studio here in this continent, which is locked off from the rest of society, was started a decade ago. Yes, we're that modern and hip. So, it was started. It had very few employees and more like a renovated shed. But the few employees it had, most of them are currently dead. We only have 2 survivors. And here they are, folks. Why are we here? Shut up. These are the survivors. My body is deforming. Please, God, help me. Oh, ow. So, these are the 4th of... Technically, there's another one. Oh, yes, the actor guy. He's been fired, though. He was fired. So, after a couple of episodes. Anyway, these are the 3 we have. 2 we have left. What was your experience like? Well, I did the acting. There were a couple of madmen who invaded the studio. Oh, yes. And you? I also did the acting. I missed the dead ones. Yes. Oh, that hurts. Yes. As stated previously, the studio had undergone many attacks, such as the first attack of AP, who infected one of our denizens, one of our resident and best actors, Sad Puppet. But with a substance he had developed, he was able also to knock out and try to steal the studio multiple times. But due to his sheer incompetence, he failed. The studio continued on. Sad Puppet was lost due to Ooze Lord infecting him or something. There aren't good knowledge of what happened there. We got a new actor, Robot, but he swiftly went away. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Back before the studio was near taken over multiple times. Guys, I'm starting to melt. My physical form cannot last this long. So before the studio was destroyed, it had produced many shows and movies such as Airship. But the most famed export at the time was marbles. Yes, marbles. People loved it so much so that they built a town near here. But the problem was marbles was actually made by someone not directly involved within the studio. But when they cancelled their old series and got all the new actors in a thing they owned, they continued to make it. But eventually it's been outsourced again due to lower expectations. Everything was looking bright towards the studio, being managed by a very secretive manager and long out of the hands of the shady businessman. But tragedy struck due to the egg invasion. Yes, out of nowhere, eggs took over the studio and used it for their nefarious deeds, and also killing the boss. Subsequently, but they were dispatched. We will go into more topic about this after the break. Not after the break, sorry. In later episodes. My accidental decapitation has made it harder for me to focus. Gotta get someone to replace me. He's physically falling apart. Look. Now, the studio continued to soar up in profits with more hiring, but it was left in constant flux due to no manager being there. And then Onslaught came full force this time, but no, I can't see. But that did not really affect the studio. Instead, it turned into an attack base. We also had started up another of our outsourced and very profitable shows which had a sequel planned for it but was cancelled. Yes, Battle for Random World, a resort designed and then quickly abandoned after it was trashed by the owners of it due to it being located within the animated world. We will go on about it in one episode. Though in recent times we have been under new management. Yes, the glorious boss. He is yes, I'm a boss. I'm a magician of a high caliber. This studio under his management has seen much more better profits and more actors. We have been hiring interns, stage crew, new actors, and of course, we cancelled unprofitable shows. Do you need some help? Please help me. I'm physically dying. Okay. I shall take over from here. Yes, our profits have gone up. And so have our influence. We were able to make a town within this studio on a hill. And of course, we are starting to create this series due to the upcoming general race. People should know about what they vote for before it happens. So, next episode we will be covering the Great Egg Invasion. Just the egg invasion. Okay. God, this was terrible. Hello, and welcome back to the history of Random Actigi. So yes, you live in Random Actigi. Now, this island we live on is a fairly secluded one. There has been little to no leaving and actually people coming here. The only notable exception is Bark Industries and the founder of this studio, who is not from here, and a couple of other mysterious figures who are not known to be native. Bark Industries is native. I do apologize. Yes. Now, the geography of Random Activity is fairly poorly recorded, but we have had people mapping, our cartographers who we have hired have been mapping out the area very methodically. First of all, we shall give you a brief rundown. The Badlands, which is Raiderlands, a modern construction. It seems to have been undergoing development by Bark Industries. The town and the studio, where you are, probably. Monty McMointface. We don't question Monty McMointface, it just is there. The forest and the dark forest. Shoreline. Not much to say about the shoreline. Those are the few fairly well mapped areas. we shall hopefully by the end of this series we can release a full map of the town. Now, I am sorry that about the events in the last episode. It appears one of our actors physically decayed on set. He is most likely an apparition created by our boss. Anyway, yes. The great island of Randamakti is a medium-sized island off the shore of. Now, we do not know much about the ancient history of Aktigi, other than the fact it had a large magical connection, with many relics and old buildings being left behind. And we also have carved stuff of old mythological-looking creatures. It is unknown whether these are extinct or not, due to the fact no one's been brave enough to try to look for them. So, what's now? Well, best records start after the finding of the studio. There was a Now, one notable thing is that multiple things have shaped the landscape, but we shall do a brief history of everything. So, the first major event to happen is Uzlord's arrival. It is unknown where he originates from, but he had started creating factories for his ooze, which is a parasite or something, but helps mind control. He had started going around here and he has multiple times tried to take over. He is currently indisposed of stuff. Now, the next thing is the founding of Bark Industries. Bark Industries was founded by natives. Yes, Mr. Bark. But after Uzlord invaded his industry, he was found dead or missing. He has been replaced by the next CEO, who we do not know the name of, but has mysterious origins which we are looking into. After that, with the great egg extraction, my personal name for it, where multiple eggs invaded this Gouda, took over the area, trying to mind control everyone and become a god. They are currently kept in the animation dimension until their sentence is over. Next up on our list is the Great Ooze Calamity. The Ooze Calamity event was an event which involved Uzlord trying to take over with his latest invention, Ooze, which was actually not his invention, but invented by someone else. We, who somehow are still able to roam free. Uzlord failed with his attempts, but due to his ooze pollutant, he was able to create the Badlands. Raiderlands, sorry. And with that forms the Raiderlands, which are inhabited but extremely hostile areas of people who rush to settle in these new lands. It is unrecommended to go in. Now, in recent times, there have been many different factions pop up, primarily the mad scientist who our boss claims is a mad demonologist, just creating artificial life, the Fool. It is also known that they are currently in search of relics. We do not know what this is for, though. The other notable one is the cult. We do not know much about them other than the fact they've got us town people worried. Do not worry. Everything is fine. Anyway, I've been talking for 10 minutes straight. I shall end this now. Now, this has been a brief history of Randamaktiga. Oh yes, I forgot to mention. Recently, it has been discovered that there is an island off of this island It is unknown who inhabits there. There but fairies go from our shady business owner to Ooze Lord, and where the eggs actually came from, but we do not know. No, this has been me, the Morphic, signing out.